Hello, everybody. Welcome back into your Hogs football recruiting report with Otis Kirk. I'm Evan Kamiko. Otis, always a pleasure to be doing this with you on Sundays.
You bet. I'm trying to talk to you and catch the end of the USA Austin Reeves beating Germany game.
Yeah, that's going on later tonight. I think US is playing.
No, they're playing right now. 23 seconds to go. 93-88 United States.
Oh, that's a close game than I thought it would be. But we're here to talk football, not basketball, unfortunately. So let's jump right into it. The Hogs just landed another big recruit for the class of 2024 in Wyatt Keller, an Arkansas native. What do you have on him, Otis?
Yeah, Wyatt Simmons.
Excuse me.
Yeah, 6'3", 215. We talked about him the last 2 weeks on here, Evan. I've said that I thought he was going to commit. It could have been before the season or during the season. It was going to come pretty soon. I knew it was coming, and he did it yesterday. And Wyatt, he's similar size to Logan, the other kid that committed at linebacker. The last two commitments have been linebackers. You know, they were short on linebackers. And Wyatt is, I'm just going to give you a quick read of some of the schools he had. Auburn, Clemson, Florida State, Illinois, Miami, Mississippi State, OU, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Southern Cal, Texas, Tennessee, and South Carolina. That's just some of the offers. That's not all of them. That's some of his offers. He had 84 tackles as a junior, 15 went for loss, 6 sacks, an interception that he took back for a touchdown, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 he returned for a touchdown, rushed for 61 yards and a touchdown, caught 2 passes for 109 yards, both went for touchdowns. His father is the head football coach at Harding University. You know, he's the second coach. Paul Simmons is the second coach to send his son to play for the Razorbacks. The second head coach at Harding. I'm sorry. You know, Mr. Huckabee did the same thing with Jeb years ago, and so it's good sign. I mean, you know, obviously probably love for him to stay on, play for him, but it shows a lot on the dad's. There's their point that you let the kid play Power 5 football, you know, and stuff. But yeah, it was a big pickup for them, Evan. I mean, this is a good ball player. He's a 3-star, but he wasn't even on the radar until he sent out some video, and he got like 20 offers right off the bat. So I mean, and I read a lot of them. I mean, those are not Mickey Mouse offers; those are legit offers. And so he visited Arkansas on June the 23rd. That weekend, not just the 23rd, but that weekend. He also took official visits to Auburn and Clemson. You know, a lot of people thought he was going to Auburn. A lot of people thought he was going to Clemson, but Arkansas never let down. They just kept recruiting him and stayed the course. And Pittman and Trevor Williams, those guys did a great job. They closed the deal.
Yeah, notice it's what we've talked about the last couple of weeks, where you want to keep your in-house players, the in-state players in the state. You want to keep them homegrown, get them in an Arkansas high school, then get them to come to the University of Arkansas. It's such a big measuring stick for Sam Pittman and his recruiting class. I think I read the other day that there's up to almost like 10 high-end players that are coming to Arkansas, and that's a bigger number than maybe the last couple of years for Sam Pittman. So a lot of things are going right for Sam Pittman in recruiting right now.
This is a really good class in the state this year. I mean, Charlie Collins is good. Courtney Crutchfield. I mean, you're talking about players as good as probably just about anybody in the country. C.J. Brown. I joked with Grayson Wilson. He's 2025. I've joked with him the other day, though, that the Dallas Cowboys could have offered C.J. Brown, Grayson Wilson, and Marcus Wimberly, and they were still committed to Arkansas. That's how. I mean, and that goes back to that in-state pride you're talking about, Evan. I'm serious. There was nothing anybody could have done to got C.J. Brown away from Bentonville. He made that clear. He didn't get some offers because of that, but. I mean, if honesty hurts you, then, you know, so be it. I mean, he wanted to stay close to home. He had his reasons. His grandmother had a pretty serious bout with COVID last year or year before. And, you know, he wanted her to be able to see him play. It didn't want them to have to travel every game. You know, I mean, obviously Arkansas has to go away games, but it's one thing when half your games are at home. And so, it's just good to keep the in-state kids at home, Evan. I mean, I'm big on that. I always have been. They didn't keep them all at home, but they kept a majority of them. And this is a really good class this year. I mean, this is a really good class.
Absolutely. And another class of 2024, Marion Robinson just released his top 10. That includes Arkansas. You gave a little bit of a sigh there. What does that kind of mean for this guy? What do you see out of him?
Yeah, he's 2025, actually. I may have 2025, 24, but he's 2025. He's 6'1", 185 safety. Just, man, I mean, when you're top 10, it's Florida State, Arkansas, Oregon, OU, Baylor, Southern Cal, Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, and Ole Miss. That tells you what kind of offers you have, because he's like Wyatt. He had a lot of other offers. Amarian had 63 tackles last year, 22 pass breakups as a sophomore, 4 interceptions, 1 went for a touchdown. Had 4 touchdowns on kickoff and punt returns. Get that. And, Scott Fountain would love that, Evan.
Mm-hmm.
Even played a little quarterback, 10 out of 11 for 136 yards, 7 touchdowns. Just ran the ball some, caught the ball some. Brad Bolding may have him driving the bus. I don't know. He does everything else for Parkview. So Brad may have him make the lineup out. I don't know. But no joke, he's a really good player. And I don't know if Arkansas will get him, and he's got some time. He's just going into the 11th grade, but they won the state championship last year. And one reason they won it was because of him, and as a sophomore. Mm-hmm. And so this kid's always going to get better and better. And he's a big time player. And he's 4-star. Probably should be a 5, but whatever. He's a 4, and he's big time safety. Mm-hmm. And can play a lot of other positions, but I think everybody wants him at safety. That's kind of his natural position, but he's capable of playing a lot of positions on both sides of the ball. As I said, he played quarterback, he threw the ball, ran the ball, caught the ball some. He does a little bit of everything for Parkview. I mean, Brad's smart coach, good coach. I mean, he's had a lot of great talent over there at North Little Rock and Parkview and stuff. He's coached Tenpenny, KJL. I mean, he's coached a lot of good players, and so he knows what it is to get kids to college level. And Robinson's no different than the others. Just another big time talent.
Well, I'll tell you, I would have loved to carry my high school football team as a sophomore to the state championship, but there's a reason why I'm doing this now and not on the football field.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue on. We're stick to defense. A lot of defensive guys today. Justin Logan, linebacker, class of 2024, could be added to that big group. Had, I believe, 12 tackles and 2 quarterback hurries in the season opener. What do you have on him?
They start their season a little bit earlier in Georgia, and he was the last commitment prior to Wyatt. Like I said, they were really Juju Pope is a linebacker / athlete commitment. Don't even know if he's going to play linebacker. He may play defensive back, could even play running back. And he was the only committed there. And then all of a sudden they get Justin, and then they go add Wyatt. So Travis is on a roll there. Travis Williams on a roll at linebacker. Yeah, Pope. He only had 60 tackles as a junior. Yeah, he's a senior now. It's hard to keep up with which class all these kids are. He's committed in 2024. As a junior, he had 60 tackles. He's already had 12 in the season opener this year. So if he stays healthy, he had played some, I believe it was wide receiver prior to playing linebacker. So last year was kind of an adjustment year, Evan, to linebacker, and he had 60 tackles. So this year, he's easily going top 60. I mean, he'll get that in half the season if he stays healthy. So, I'm not saying he'll have 12 every game, but I mean, he's capable of doing that. And I saw him. I met him. Me and another recruiting writer met him when he went to after the picnic. Well, obviously, we don't get to go to the picnic, but we met him after the picnic. He committed to us then on Saturday. Didn't go public with it till Thursday morning. It's like 7 o'clock Arkansas time, 8 o'clock in their time. But he got here. He took a lot of visits, had a lot of offers, and he got here, and Arkansas appealed to him, and he loves the defense that they run here. The linebackers make tackles here. It was just 2 years ago, I believe, or 3 years ago, that they had 3 linebackers with over 100 tackles or 100 tackles or more. And then last year, Drew Sanders, Bumper Poole, and Pooh Paul really had good years. And then you saw what happened when Drew opted for the NFL. Just Jordan Crook hadn't played much. He played some, but been mop-up. He stepped in there and started the bowl game. And same thing with Pooh. It seemed like Pooh, I told him the other day, it seemed like you've been here for 100 years. But he really only started 2 games. He started the Missouri game. Bumper finally gave way to the injury. But Pooh had played a lot with Bumper because Bumper was hurt. And once he got that record, they kind of took it easy on Bumper. But Pooh just started 2 games, but both those linebackers are well coached. And I know this is Travis's first year, but Michael Shearer did a great job with him, and Travis is going to do the same thing. And they've really got some good linebackers over there, and they've added 2 here recently in this class of 2024. Very good linebackers. And it was important to pick those kids up. You want to sign 2 or 3 high school linebackers every year, at least. They signed 3 last year, and then you went to the portal and got a couple. And I'm sure they'll go to the portal if they need them again this year. But it's important to get 2 or 3 good high school linebackers every year. You need to get high school players at every position. The portal is something you get maybe to bide some of these guys. Right? There'll be Jalen Braxton, Luke Hayes, TJ Metcalf, the kids is going to play immediately. But for the most part, you want to take it where these kids can buy some time, get to learn the system, and not be rushed into where they have to play in too big a hurry.
Absolutely. And Travis Williams, bread and butter, he is the linebackers coach here at Arkansas. It's not that he's just the defensive coordinator. And that was something that really stuck out to us, was the fact that, he's going to be making sure that these linebackers are how they are. You've seen the history of the last 5 years of Arkansas linebackers and how good some of them are in that next level in the NFL. And arguably, his UCF defenses last year, they've been really good and top in the country. UCF's defense last year, I remember watching the Tulane game, and that was just such a great defensive game. And where, opening drive, Pratt from Tulane had an interception, and the defense really stood out, even though it was a bit of a high-scoring game. So that's just something interesting. And Williams, just such an awesome guy. When, he walked into that media room the other day, he shook everybody's hands. I was back filming the camera, and he's like, I see you up there. And I was like, wow, like, that's awesome. That's, something that you want is that culture and the people. And that's what every coach has talked about, from Pittman all the way down, is we want the right guys here, no matter who they are, where they come from. It's all about finding the right guys for our system.
You walk in the room, you shake hands with every reporter in there. That's not a act. I mean, that's something, it comes from the heart. And that's what Trevor Williams did. I'm proud you brought that up. But he's just a great guy. I ran into him at the mall a few weeks ago. He was up there getting a haircut, and just outstanding guy. Talked to him, not even about sports, just talk. Showed him some of my Lakers autographs and stuff. Just a great guy, man. I mean, there was a card show going on if anybody interested, but why I was up there. But but no, Trevor's just a good guy, man. And you can say that about every coach over there. I mean, every single one of them, but he is legit. You can see why. And I love his aggressive defense. I know we're talking recruiting, but this goes into, the kids love that aggressive style of defense. I don't think anybody loves to play passive defense, and that's not a knock at anybody, but I'm just saying, when I think of defense, I think of going out there, lining up somebody and saying, I'm going to kick your butt, telling the offensive player, I'm going to kick your butt, and then go do it. And that's style of defense he plays, and I love that myself. Hey, they're going to give up some touchdowns. They're going to give up some points, because one thing, like you said, Tulane, a lot of the offense, the rules favor the offense, so they're going to give up support. But getting key stops at key times and stuff, you can give up a lot of points, but if you get key stops at key times and get off the field on third down, that's important, because you're going to give up the rules. You're going to give up points. You're just going to. And every defense is. And that's why, people talk about Saban's defense is not as good because they're giving up points. Well, the rules favor the offense. But, people love high-scoring games. They don't love 3-0 games, But that's the rules. But Travis is a great coach.
Absolutely. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Big week in Arkansas. High school football is getting started this Friday. I am super excited about that. See what the high schools are like and how people take football down here at the high school level. So Otis, got a lot of action this week coming up for some of those Arkansas future recruits and commits. Yeah. What can you tell us? First game, Valley View at Harding Academy.
Yeah, that goes back to Wyatt Simmons and, playing. And, of course, Valley View has a linebacker committed to Missouri. So it's going to be the battle of linebackers there, and that'll be a great game. That's in Searcy, by the way. You've got Bentonville, CJ, and this is commitments now is all I'm talking about. Yep. CJ Brown and Bentonville are going over to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma Friday. Pine Bluff will be down in Grenada, Mississippi, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce. Benton is at Bryant in the Salt Bowl. Braylon Russell. That's a dogfight every year, man. CAC, we talked about Grayson Wilson a little bit earlier, kind of mentioned him. They're at Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian. Fort Smith Northside's at Fort Smith Southside, Battle of Fort Smith. Kobe Branham, offensive guard from Southside, committed to Arkansas, 6'6", 320, maybe 6'7", big kid. Bauxite with Marcus Wembley, who I mentioned a little bit earlier. They're at Star City this weekend, or this Friday. I'm sorry, this Friday. I think that's I mentioned Pine Bluff. Yeah, I think that's where all the committed kids are going to play this week in Arkansas. Obviously, they've got other offers out, but for time's sake on this show, I didn't mention them all. And I know Dudley has a lot of the stuff with with Fearless Friday as well. So I mean, but this just gives you an idea. If you're looking for a game Friday night, I do know Greenwood is at home hosting Stillwater, Oklahoma. Stillwater coach last year is now at Shiloh Christian. So there's some good high school football. If you can't wait till the next Saturday for Arkansas to play and you want to see some good football, this gives you a chance to go out Friday night. And there's other great games not involving Arkansas recruits. There's other great games. You can just pick out a high school game and go to it and enjoy it because it's fun. Absolutely. It's great weather right now, especially at night where it cools off a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, it's gonna be scorching hot this week. I think it's like 100 every single day.
Yeah,
so
a
little bit cooler at night. We'll take that any day of the week. Well, Otis, anything else before we go?
No, just practice. We talked about the scrimmage. I had a story on it. I know you guys have talked about it on there, and we'll talk about it on the show. It's ready for football, man. I'm ready for this thing to get started. I know Courtney was down there. I saw her painting some of the stuff at Memorial Stadium.
She was very happy to be painting the Razorback the other day.
Courtney's doing that. She's ready for football. No, we all are. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of practice. I'm tired of all the practice. I'm ready for the games. I mean, I love football, but I'm ready for the games, Evan. And it's getting close. I mean, one more Saturday, and then we'll all be in Little Rock, and I can't wait. And just I feel good about this football team. My prediction has been 8-4, but it could be 7-5, 9-3. But right now I'm going with 8-4.
Well, I'll keep you to that. Next week we'll make final predictions. 6 days until college football season officially starts with some of the lesser games that Arkansas fans probably don't care about. But 13 days until Arkansas and Western Carolina kick off in Little Rock. That's going to do it for your football recruiting report. That's Otis Kirk. I'm Evan Kamiko. We'll see you next week.